Now that leaves us with the question of what the hell do we do from here and what should you do? So that's a very valid question. And maybe the first and most important piece of advice I have for you or any company I advise in this industry is if you have the chance of not being a medical device and just being a normal lifestyle software instead, like go for it, because that will make your life much easier. Like all of this increases overhead like tremendously and maybe increases patient safety a bit. We actually don't know. So if you really want to build great products in a very efficient way, don't become a medical device, full stop. Now, the flip side of the question is, when should you do it? And there are actually also good points to be made here. And the answer for that for me is if you have a clear upside waiting on the other end for you. So for example, if you have a health insurance company which is saying like, hey, we really love your software, we are immediately willing to buy it, like if you become a medical device and bring this to market right now. And then I would say like, yeah, for sure, like there's money and this insurance company waiting on the other side and might be really cool, we will ship this. And that's really exciting. Or if you yourself think this is such a great product, we really have to bring it to markets. Like maybe that was like the case with the products we looked at earlier with like treating depression and treating breast cancer, which are two products where people might think like, hey, if we build the software, this will really, really benefit people. And I guess we'll take the risk of going through medical device compliance because that's the only way we can bring this software to market. Maybe a slight tangent to this is some software actually might have the chance of being either a lifestyle device or a medical device based on how you scope it in the details, how you build it. So for example, Headspace, like a meditation app, is a great example. If you just say, hey, there's a meditation app, well, yeah, it's a lifestyle device, it's not a medical device. But if you say, this is a proven program to like treat your depression through meditation, then it's a medical device because now you're treating disease. So maybe that's an interesting thought. And if you have that opportunity to choose based on how you do the details of your software, maybe that might be an interesting thought to put into which path you want to go down. Anyway, that's the first and most important thing. Now, if you want to do the medical device thing, it depends on like what your time frame is, what your class is, and what your budget is. Let's get started with like the simplest and cheapest case ever. Like best case, you're class 1, then you don't need an external auditor. Otherwise, you're class 2 and you need an auditor, which will suck a bit more and be more expensive. Now, regardless, how would you go about creating this documentation? Again, first rule, have someone who you dedicate this to and who does this at least 50% of the time. That might be you, or it might be someone else in your company or someone you might hire. Now, how should you go about this? Like the cheapest solution, which I also actually recommend, is literally look at all of our templates. Almost all of them have this like explanatory text in them where you like have these. Oh, this one doesn't. Maybe this one is. Oh man, such a catastrophically bad example. Yeah, so none of these templates actually had explanatory text. Oh wait, the clinical evaluation, that's actually a good one. Clinical evaluation, that one actually has in these blue boxes, these blue quotation things, they actually explain a lot of how to fill it out. So read through all of that text on the template, in the templates, read through literally all of our articles. They're actually not that many. And we also like post like the most frequently asked questions of consulting clients here too, so you can read up on those too. So that's really cool. And if your budget is like €0 or $0, that's like literally what you would do. Like get all the free templates. Again, our templates are the only free ones and probably also like one of the best ones in the meantime. They've been audited in the meantime a few times. Get the free templates, read the free articles, and you're already probably on your way. In addition to that, and this is still free stuff, we have the Wizard, which is, in my opinion, a super cool product. It's in Formwork, so you have to register in Formwork. All of that is free too. And then navigate to courses, and then you go to the Wizard. And the Wizard essentially is just like a collection of videos, but it's like a step-by-step collection. So you like start with video 1, and then you go through, and it's actually 51 videos in the meantime there. And each video, just like actually this video, the style is exactly the same, walks you through each document and how to fill them out, and like also answers like the frequently asked questions. And one really cool aspect, in my opinion, is many of the videos are linked to documents, to the free templates already. So you can see if you open this video, you have the document editor on the right side, and then you can kind of like open up a document here, and then you can just like fill it out and fill it out while you're listening to the video, which explains to you how to fill it out. So I think that's actually really, really cool. Cool. And important to note is that the wizard, while it is a paid product, it actually has a ton of free videos. So in your account, you will see the free videos. You can simply click on them and watch them. And I think that's already really cool. If you want to watch the paid videos, that's kind of like where the money spending begins. But I think that's it's still really, really good value for its money. As I currently record this video, it's currently 3,000 euros one-time purchase. We are experimenting a bit with our prices, so the price might have changed when you're listening to that. But if you compare that to like hiring a consultant for the same amount of like knowledge, or even other video products from other companies, in my opinion, it is still the best value ever, because you get like unlimited access, like lifetime access. You can invite unlimited people to your FOMO account to also watch the videos. And it's just like super pragmatic. It's all like young startup people like me with a software background, like a startup software background, who tell you exactly how to do it. And it's not like 80-year-old dudes with like white hair who last programmed like COBOL in banks or so, who are just kind of like not really connected to the current reality of developing software. You also have like some of the courses are done by Sven, my colleague, who's our in-house QMS expert, who in those topics actually knows way more than I do, and he's also a pretty cool dude when you listen to his when you watch his videos. So that's kind of like the budget version. So you would like do the templates, read all the articles, watch the videos, maybe purchase the wizard if you think it's useful for you, which kind of only leaves the question, like, do you need like regulatory software and do you need consulting? Maybe going to the software aspect first, because it's very simple. Short answer to whether you need software is yes. If you're class 2A, then it has a lot of like potential for automation. But you can postpone that decision and start with the wizard first, because again, and I think it's still a great comparison with being an author and trying to write a book, like the wizard, like, or any other material which teaches you how to do the compliance and what you actually have to do and how the documents look and how you like write them. That's super important, and that should be your first step, because making any sort of software decision while you don't really know how your documentation is going to look like is not going to be a good decision. So I would postpone the software decision. If at a later point in time you maybe have gone through the wizard or have gained regulatory knowledge through other means, then sure, you can come back and, for example, compare our software to others. In my opinion, our software is the greatest, but I'll leave that up to you. You can find more on the formwork page, which is linked at the top when you click on QMS software. Maybe like one final thing to note is what makes our software really, really different is we are super transparent and we are not shady in contrast to our competitors. For example, that means you can go to batch exports here and you can export all your documentation at any point in time in the source format with all attachments. So you can literally take all your data out and move to another system if you don't like our system. You can cancel every month. You can cancel online. There's no like contract lock-in. You can literally push a button and cancel. Prices are super transparent. You see the price on our website. You can invite unlimited people to your account and the price doesn't change. It's a fixed price per month. All of these things are really, really, really cool. And in my opinion, set us apart from all the others. And I mean, you could still literally try our software and just decide against it 1 month down the line with like minimum costs and just move to another system. And then get locked in for 3 years with one of the shady competitors, if that's like what you like. Now, if you want to if you have more of a budget and want to hire us as consultants, how do we work with you? Again, the setup is actually very simple and quite different from other consultants. We do fixed price offers. They're typically 50 to 70k euros fixed price, where you only pay in increments. So you only pay in increments when documents get done. So for example, when the first 5 documents get done, and if you look at the templates, I don't know, the actual milestones are different, of course, but maybe once the classification is done, and maybe once like the software architecture description is done, then you maybe pay like 1/10 of like 50 to 70k euros. And so you don't pay upfront, and you only pay us when work actually gets done, which I think is a really, really cool and really, really transparent and non-shady way of paying consultants, which incentivizes everyone to actually get a lot of stuff done without spending a lot of time. Contrast that to other consultants who will not even give you a timeline. We give you a timeline of 2 to 4 months, but other consultants don't give you a timeline and just tell you like, yeah, we'll bill by the hour or by the day, and then we'll kind of like see and we'll like have a rough budget. And I think that's very, very shady and not something you want to plan with as a startup. And how does this consulting actually work? Most importantly, you need to have one internal person who does the regulatory work. Again, probably like 50% of a full-time person's time, and that person will be working with us. And the general setup is the person, like you get access to the wizard videos, the person watches all the videos, looks at all the templates, creates drafts of the templates, and then we review the drafts and help you finish them. How do we actually structure this? We have this project management system in Basecamp. So Basecamp is the project management system where it's essentially just a to-do list. It's a very, very simple system, and we set it up for you. And then you can kind of like see step by step what you really need to do. Like, for example, first you like document your intended use, and then you like document your classification, get a notified body if you need one, and so on and so on. And we share this with you, and this gives you like a step-by-step list of what you have to do, and we kind of help you along the way and answer all your questions. Now, whether you want to do this completely asynchronously by going through the videos, doing drafts, and then pinging us if we should review them, or if you would like something like regular weekly check-in calls where we always discuss like the progress in person in a video call, that's kind of like up to you. Both setups actually have worked really well for us in the past, so you can kind of like choose that. This setup works really, really well. Again, if things really go well, we get this done in 2 to 4 months. And again, that's like 3 times faster than other consultants, or maybe even 6 times faster, because they tend to take around 1 year, and they don't even have this like structured sort of plan with like minimum effort. Maybe one final note is, how can you compare us to other consultants? Well, firstly, do other consultants provide fixed price offers? Do they provide you like a step-by-step plan? Those 2 things should be very important. But secondly, also, in my opinion, it's very important to compare the templates. So if you like compare, for example, and I think the software development process is actually a great template because it's a very complex one. So it's called integrated software development. So this outlines how to do software development. It's a very complex process. But if you compare our template to a template from another consultant and kind of like just compare the length and how easy it is to read, that usually gives you a good impression of how capable they are. Like if the template is, let's say, 5 times as long as our template, well, chances are they're going to over-engineer heavily. If they don't even provide you the template, just like one free template, and if they want to sell it to you and don't provide you like a free sample, that's a data point for them being super shady, in my opinion. Or if the template is simply not very readable, well, maybe then they haven't understood it well themselves. In any case, if you compare us, I think the best way of comparing us is compare our templates to someone else's templates, and maybe then compare like the costs and like the general project structure. But I think the templates, that's a great place to get started. All right, so that was the starter course. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you haven't fallen asleep. I kind of like tried to limit myself to 3 videos because I thought otherwise it would make it more. There's no chance any interested startup founder will get through this without like being completely bored and kind of like deciding against it and building like some lifestyle app instead. So I hope this was like as brief as it could be, while it still like provided you with hopefully a lot of value. So what's next for you? You can now decide what you want to do. Maybe think a bit about whether you want to be a medical device or not. If you want to be one, again, all the free resources on our website I talked about. In addition to that, you can, of course, reach out anytime. There are contact forms everywhere on our website. I think if you go to an article and scroll down, you can literally see like, okay, here, send me an email. There's like a button there. One thing also worth noting is we have a free Slack community. So if you go to more and then community, you can actually apply for access to a Slack community with, I think, almost 1,000 people who also help each other out for free. So you can meet some like-minded regulatory people or startup founders there. But yeah, so those are your options, or reach out directly if you want to hire us or have questions about the software. But I mean, best case in this industry, maybe we reach a point where you don't have to like interact with consultants like us, and you can simply use all the free information, which is on our website or on other people's websites, and get all this stuff done yourself and just ship your software and bring your medical device to market. I think that would be really cool, but we're not there yet, unfortunately. Cool, then thanks for listening and have a great day. And again, ping me if you have any questions.